And I hope everyone's okay to being recorded. Okay. Good morning, everyone. Welcome. Thank you for your time. And today we have Dr. Julie from Marshall Space Center to share some NASA opportunities and challenges. Before that, I would like to share, I'll take a few minutes to share something about UDC. If you can see this, can you please give me a thumbs up? Okay, thank you, Ms. Renee. So really quick, I'm just going to share our UDC for a little bit, and then we'll start by Dr. Julie. So this event was hosted by by UDC. We are a NASA Founding Center. We call the Center for Advanced Manufacturing in Space Technology and Applied Research. A short name is CAMSTAR. Our director is Dr. Xu. He is associate professor of mechanical engineering. But today he has another meeting at this time, so he cannot join us. And for our center, our vision is transforming UDC from a conventional undergraduate teaching university to state-of-art minority serving and PhD granting research institute. And for our research objective, increase the volume is hard to hear. Okay, thank you for letting me know. My volume is I reached to the end already. So I'm sorry, I should ask this. Can you all hear me good? I can only see Miss Renee right now. Okay, so okay. Um yeah, my volume is reached to the end already. I don't know whether you can raise up the volume in your end or something. Okay. Yeah, this is the best I can do right now. Um, Again, if it doesn't works very well, I record this session. I can share this with you later. To continue, our research objective is to invest various AM, which is stand advanced manufacturing enabled techniques like additive manufacturing and nano manufacturing, which I'll share a little bit later. And our education objective is to train high diverse, knowledgeable STEM students from the undergraduate to doctoral level and to provide strategic recruiting pipeline to NASA specialized in advanced manufacturing. We have four focus. The first one is research in our university, and the second one is the capacity building. Third one is educational renovation, which means we incorporate a lot of NASA project or NASA competitions that you will hear later in our curriculum, which enable the student have the real hands-on experience while they're at school. And the last one, which is recruitment and outreach, which is what we're doing now. We try to reach out to the local community college and high school and middle school to spread the word that NASA have a lot of opportunities for the student to participate. And again, I previously mentioned our center was focused advanced manufacturing. If you don't know what is that, I will give you two examples. The first one is additive manufacturing, which is you can take it as a 3D printing. And the 3D printing is compared to the old traditional manufacturing technologies, which is you start with a big bulk material and cave and cut to the shape and size you want, which take a longer period of time and waste is a lot of waste. But the 3D printing techniques, which is you use material like liquid or powder, you just take whatever you need, which is save a lot of time and save a lot of materials. And I saw on the news that IKEA, I think they have the 3D printing house available right now. A house can be printed in a short time and really fast and convenient. And it was also used in other areas like aerospace or the military applications. The second one is the nano manufacturing. And by hearing the name, you know, they're talking about manufacturing in the nanoscales, which is very, very tiny that we human eyes cannot really detect. And the nano manufacturing is a set of industrial process and based on the nanotechnologies. And it was widely used in COVID vaccine, actually. And another thing I want to mention that I mentioned earlier in our UDC, we try to incorporate a lot of NASA opportunities in our school to let the student get a NASA real experience while they're at school. And UDC have two rover team, and we participate for several years. And in 2019, our team built a rover from scratch and bring to Huntsville, Alabama, and participate in the rover competition, and we get a 7th place overall, which is not bad at all. And last but not least, I want to share that NASA does not only have astronauts, they have a lot of careers opportunities, and I'm sure Dr. Julie will mention. Thank you. Dr. Julie will mention more later for all these opportunities and the careers opportunities. So now I will hand the time to Dr. Julie. Oh, wait a second. Let me introduce her before I gave it to her. I hand it to her. Dr. Julie, she works at NASA Marshall Space Center in 2003, and she is the education activities specialist. First, she works as a contractor in NASA, and then she start working in a various capacity, including managing NASA student launch competitions and the NASA Human Rover challenges, or supervising the Pathway Interns program at Marshall. In all those roles, Dr. Julie is the most passionate about supporting students in the STEM activities. And Dr. Julie just graduated from her PhD program in 2009 and get her industrial organization psychology PhD, and congratulations again on that. A little bit more about herself. Dr. Julie enjoys spending the time with her husband and traveling around the world on cruise, which I like too, and snuggling with her 2 kittens. Now I will hand the time to Dr. Julie, if we can give her a round of applause. The floor is yours, Dr. Julie.
Thank you. I'm so excited to be with you guys today. Really appreciate your time. Can you guys hear me okay? Yes. Okay, awesome. As you mentioned, I love sharing what NASA does and getting students inspired in STEM. So I'm hoping to see all of you in a future competition at one of these competitions that I plan to share about. So a lot of these competitions are focused on Artemis. Are you guys familiar with Artemis, the Artemis mission? Maybe? Maybe not. The Artemis mission, if you don't know, is coming up really soon. We're hoping to launch the first Space Launch System rocket here shortly. It's the first one ever built, so it will be an unmanned rocket. But the Space Launch System, as part of the Artemis mission, is planned to go hopefully back to the moon and further beyond. So you should be looking for that to happen, I'd say, in the next couple of months. The vehicle's already sitting at Kennedy Space Center. It's almost ready to go. So all of these challenges that I'm going to share with you are centered around the Artemis mission. So there's activities or competitions or components of it that will help us address problems that we're trying to solve with the Artemis mission. So I'm really excited to share that with you. I'm going to share with you about 7 different challenges and then also show you a video. And if you need the slides, I'm happy to share that as well. So the first one I want to talk to you about was already mentioned. The NASA Human Exploration Rover Challenge is a competition for high school and college students. Now, we've already closed registration for this year. However, you can certainly start working on building a team for next year. But as you can see, they design and build human-powered rovers. It has to be driven by a guy and a girl. And they go through an obstacle course. It's about 12 different obstacles that they take on that simulates a different environment. They have 8 minutes of virtual oxygen to get through the course, and having to take on these obstacles as well as mission tasks. So you can see down here doing a sample retrieval. And each of the obstacles and tasks are point-based. So the more points you accumulate throughout the course, the higher your score. And as I mentioned, 7th place is really awesome because there's close to 100 teams that participate each year. Now, this is our only international competition that we have. So it's not only US based, but it's also focused on teams from around the country. This year, we've got 93 teams that will participate. We've also got 8 different countries participating as well. Oh, and I should mention that these rovers do have to fold down into a 5 by 5 by 5 cube. It kind of simulates what you would do when you're packing up the rocket to put the payload on and take it with you. So it does have to fold down into a small size, and it has to be lightweight as well. Now, all of these challenges are about 9 months long, so it's not just a one and done. There's a process to get through each of the different challenges. Oftentimes, there are report requirements. We want to see your designs. You present to subject matter experts at NASA on a regular basis. And so we want to see how you're making progress throughout these challenges. It's not just show up with a rover and show us what you've got. We do want to see the progress throughout. So the next one I'll mention is called MicroG Next, and MicroG Next is really cool. It is only open to college students, but the opportunity is still open. But students design and build tools that will help astronauts throughout their exploration. So for example, in 2019, a community college built a tool which was a zip tie cutter. And you may think, oh yeah, I'm not doing a lot to contribute to the mission. But as I mentioned, in 2019, this community college built a zip tie cutter, and it was actually used on the International Space Station. So your designs and your tools and your items that you build for us actually do contribute to the mission, and we really appreciate that. The MicroG Next tool will be tested in the Neutral Buoyancy Lab, which is located at Johnson Space Center. It's the largest pool in the world, and it has you can kind of see down here, it has an entire mock-up of the International Space Station in the pool, and this is where astronauts train to do extravehicular activities or spacewalks. The next one is called SUITS, or Spacesuit User Interface Technologies for Students. This one is unique because it's having students create graphic overlays in an augmented reality environment. So as astronauts do their extravehicular activities or their spacewalks, it's kind of like doing brain surgery and running a marathon at the same time. It is very excruciating on our astronauts. And so one of the things that they don't have in their spacesuit is kind of like an augmented reality or graphic overlay where they can see different data as it comes in. And having them have that would help them a lot as part of their extravehicular activity. So with this, students design those graphic overlays to go in their spacesuits and provide that data for astronauts. And so we've got some new objectives this year that you can see here at the bottom. And again, this one is also open until the 28th. It is for college students only, but hopefully we'll see you guys in a year or so participating in these activities. Now, Lunabotics is more of a robotic competition. It is also currently open to university students. However, I want to show you, let's see if I've got it here. Very soon, this is called Future Engineers, but very soon there's going to be a Lunabotics Junior competition coming out. And I don't have a lot of details on that, but I think it's going to open up this month. And this is for high school students. So it will be robotic based. But if you can take a look at that, that will be coming out in the next week or so, I believe. So keep this in mind as you're looking for competitions to participate in. So again, this mining competition is going to be having robots mine, as you can imagine them on the moon, a robot mining on the moon, and that's what this challenge is focused on. This one is also closed, but as I mentioned, the high school component will be opening up in a week or so be sure to check that out. First Nations launch is for tribal colleges and universities, or also students that go to schools with ACES chapters or American Indian Science and Engineering Society. So students in this competition design and build high-powered rockets and fly those. Now, this is pretty much open to any students that participate in tribal colleges or ACES chapters. They don't really turn people away in this competition. So as you get into college, be sure to check this one out as well. It's high-powered rocketry is so much fun. And speaking of, one of my favorites is the NASA student launch. This one's open to high school and college students. It's designing and building a high-powered rocket. The teams actually predetermine their altitude, but usually they tend to go to about a mile high with a scientific or engineering payload. And the payloads are very extravagant, anything from landers to kind of science experiments that they do in these payloads. This is a very intense competition, but it's a lot of fun. And as I was mentioning, many of these competitions are open to the public. So if you're ever in the area, we would love for you to come and see all of the students participating. And then the last one is called Big Idea Challenge. This one actually comes with funding. So teams propose to build in this year's competition, it's building a alternative rover locomotion. And so with this one, it's very open-ended. You can't build anything that already exists. They're looking for new technologies around wheel design. So with this one, they do give funding for you to design and build it. However, it's got to be very out of the box, something that we've never seen before. So those are the different challenges. We also have some space grants that are also working on different new and different technologies. So one of my favorites is this Great Lunar Expedition for Everyone. It's in Colorado, and they're designing and building LunaSats. So they're these tiny little LunaSats that they're hoping to send 500 student-built LunaSats to the moon in 2023 or 2024. So be on the lookout for these as well. And then I did want to show you a quick video, kind of to give you an idea, a little bit more of what these students are doing. So I'll play that, and hopefully if you'll give me a thumbs up that you can hear it, that would be great.
NASA's Artemis mission will land the first woman and the first person of color on the moon.
And today's students are the Artemis generation.
If you're a student, you can design and build technologies that support the Artemis mission with NASA's Artemis Student Challenges.
No matter your background or experience,
you're invited to choose a challenge that interests you, whether it's
rocket,
robots,
tools,
software,
vehicles,
or other technologies. There's an exciting challenge for you.
To find a mentor and build a team of students.
Review the rules and requirements.
And bring
your ideas
to life with NASA's Artemis Student Challenges.
Visit stem.nasa.gov/Artemis and see how you can join one of NASA's mission-related student challenges.
So I want to mention that all the students you saw in that video and many others are teams that participated this last year in our Artemis Student Challenges. We had teams representing 46 states plus DC and Puerto Rico. We had 29 teams from 9 other countries. We had 253 total teams participating, 34 high schools and 2 middle schools. And so this kind of gives you an idea of where all of those students are coming from. But kind of as was mentioned in that video, it doesn't matter your background or experience. Many times we have teams show up with pieces of their rocket, or we have an entire welding area at the Human Exploration Rover Challenge to help students get their rovers back together when they've crashed and burned. So it's not about winning the competition. It's about just participating and getting that hands-on experience that will help you get through your college and your career life. So I wanted to mention is a couple different quotes from students. We had over 600 quotes from students about their participation in the virtual environment this last year. So these students didn't even get to do the culminating event at the end. But this is kind of gives you an idea. It's not about the science and technology. It's about many other pieces of going through the process with these competitions. So just as an idea, it gets someone out of their comfort zone. It gave me a passion and drive to work projects would have never attempted previously. It's an authentic engineering design competition. I realize the potential I have in engineering and leadership because of the competition. I'm able to express my ideas and learn how to manage failure. I, am much more prepared. I got my hands dirty. I became more confident. I was able to communicate in a professional way. These are just quotes that literally I pulled out of the 600. I didn't even read all of them, but this just gives you an idea of what these competitions can do for you. And if not competitions, I also highly encourage you to apply for internships with NASA, especially with this virtual environment. All of our internships are currently virtual, so you can still work for NASA and sit in your house like I'm doing today, and help NASA achieve their mission. So again, I want to encourage you to look into these competitions, look into internships with NASA. We've got a lot of different opportunities, and we've got plenty of opportunities for everyone. So even if you think, oh, I'm not interested in science or technology or math, I was never in science, technology, or math. I'm an educator, and not that. We have photographers. We have people who, work in our different areas. It's not all about science, technology, engineering, and math. But if that's a focus and that's an interest to you, of course, there's lots of opportunities for you. So I encourage you guys to look into it. And I'm also wanting to answer any questions that you have. I love talking to students, so I would love to hear from you if anybody has questions. Thank you for your time.
Thank you, Dr. Julie. Now we're open the pool for questions. Any students? I know you guys are in the classroom. If you have one, you can just get up in the front and unmute yourself and ask the questions.
Hi, we have one student with a question. Come on out. Listen up, guys.
If we start a road team, will UDC or NASA help us? So y'all will.
That is a cool question. Actually, like I mentioned previously, UDC has a team. So later on, I'll be glad to connect you with the team leader. You guys are welcome to come to UDC to see how we do, see whether you guys like it, or see how we do it. Maybe later on, yeah, of course we can offer help. I cannot promise that we can help you build it, but we are definitely willing to offer help for the rover. Okay.
I also would encourage you to come to Huntsville in April. I know it might be a little bit of a hike for you, not too far away, but the competition is open to the public, and we encourage you to come and see what the competition is all about. It's held in April, so little rainy, little cool here still in Huntsville, Alabama, but I would highly encourage you to come and just see what it's like. It's held at the U.S. Space and Rocket Center, which is the only facility for Space Camp anymore, so you can also get to see that as well. And as a NASA education specialist, we're here to help you. So in any way, as you're going through the competition, if you need support, we are here to help you and guide you through your building of your rover. You wouldn't believe the kinds of rovers that we see come in. Sometimes I've seen boxes of rovers come in and they're still in parts and they're having to put it together still. So, it's all about the experience, right?
Yes, thank you. We'll look into it. Thank you.
Other questions?
And there is one other video I did not share. It's a little bit longer, but I'm happy to share it. I can share the link. And I'll also put my email in the chat. If you guys can see the chat, I'll put my email. So if you have any questions, or maybe I can send you a couple of NASA stickers, feel free to reach out to me. I would love to chat more. Any other questions? How many of you guys are going to apply for an internship as soon as possible? And again, it doesn't have to be engineers. We're looking for all kinds of students.
Yes. Okay. I saw. I don't know whether that's a question hands or.
No, those hands are raised because they want to do NASA internships.
You know what? NASA internship is on my schedule. I'll invite a specialist to share more about NASA interns next time. How about that? While you guys are thinking more questions, I just want to let you know UDC does not only have a rover team. The lunar robotics competition that Dr. Julie just shared, I think we also have a team in UDC too. And again, UDC is a NASA funded center. We're fully funded. Our center is fully funded by NASA. We do have a lot of opportunities to connect with all these different centers. Like Dr. Julie said, a lot of the competition are for college students, sure, but you guys are welcome to come observe while we're working, and you guys are always welcome to apply for UDC so they have the first-hand findings and opportunities and project to work on. Okay, I saw a hand. I don't know if that's a question hand or. I call that virtual hand. Yeah, you can use a virtual hand or real hand. Mr. Rahmat, do you have a student have a question or? Okay, I saw the students coming.
All right, so one of my students has a question about internship. So she's here. She's Maya.
Hi, I'm a junior named Maya. How do you apply for the internship?
Yeah, so you're going to go to intern.nasa.gov. I'll put that in the chat too. Hold on one sec. There's a couple of different internship opportunities. One is just a regular internship where you intern at NASA for like a semester. And then the other is called the Pathways program. And Pathways is more like a co-op program where you go to school and then you go back to the center and intern, and you alternate that until you complete your degree requirements. The cool part about the Pathways program is that oftentimes there's an opportunity to become a full-time civil servant after you complete the program. Both the regular internship and Pathways are awesome opportunities. Pathways is probably a little bit more competitive because you have the opportunity to get a job at the end, but both are great. I will say that participating in NASA opportunities like the ones that I shared with you today, as well as interning, great ways to get your foot in the door, great ways to get to know the folks at NASA. And once we get to know you and your great work, then we really pull for you and try to support you and get you where you want to be.
Thank you.
By the way, for NASA interns, we send NASA interns to different centers all of the time. And in the past summer, this summer 2021, we sent eight NASA interns in 4 centers, and we financially support them while they're working virtually. And a lot of students, their feedback is the first day when they have a virtual meeting with their project manager, they have no idea what they're talking about, which is they don't mind. The NASA team don't mind, nothing, but they want you to start working on. A lot of the students, after the 2 months of their internship, they learn way much than they imagined before. And the team leading the leading team, all the engineers are so patient. That's their feedback. Exactly the word. They're so patient and nicely to help them. Over there, you're not laughing at your mistakes or you don't know. They don't mind that you don't know, but they want to see and guide you to reach where you want to be. And like so Dr. Julie said, intern is a great experience because it's short, as well as we can say about NASA, but not everyone is a fit. So intern is a perfect time for you to try it out. If you like it, go apply for the pathway while you're in college and you do good. NASA got a job waiting for you probably. And I know there are a lot of information can be provided for the intern and pathway. So definitely I can arrange another workshop like this to specifically talk about interns and pathways. I'm sorry for the background noise.
Yeah, and if you don't know, NASA is the best place to work in the federal government as voted on by their own employees. So they do a survey across all federal agencies. And for about, I think it's 9 years now, NASA's been voted the #1 place to work in the federal government. We love our jobs. Any other questions?
All right, guys, I know it's your lunchtime. I don't want to waste all your time. And thanks for Dr. Julie again for your time and your presentation. For all the students, you have Dr. Julie's email. Any question, you can email her later. I am going to post the chat again for that survey. If all of you guys can please fill out the survey by this end of this week, that will be very helpful to help us to know what do you guys want and how we can provide it better to meet your needs.
Go ahead, y'all. Thank you.
Thank
We
you all.
appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you. Put it back in.
Thanks so much. Really appreciate the opportunity.
All right, thank you, Dr. Julie. Appreciate it.
Bye-bye.
Yes. All the other schools, if you, all the teachers, can you please send me a number of your student, how many student participates today? That'll be very helpful too, besides the survey. And also I will reach out to individual school about your specific needs probably next week, or you can let me know what time is good for you next week so we can meet to talk about more other collaborations that we can work on. And again, I will share this videos with you later. So if you have other students want to watch, they're welcome to watch. But also if you can also let them to fill out the survey, whoever watch this, they can fill out the survey and let me know the number of the student. That'll be very helpful. Thank you for Wilson and thank you for Wilson. Great, awesome. Thank you. Enjoy your lunch and happy Friday. And Widow School, if you can text in the chat and let me know the number of the student participate, that'll be great today too. And thank you for all. I'll hope to see you guys soon.